Everyone, thank you for joining me on another episode of Adam Answers SEO, which is a sub-channel of the Steel Entrepreneur Show. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. You're going to like this content if you are into SEO or Google My Business or anything really, SEO, link building, that type of stuff. Today I'm going to talk about Google My Business, but specifically addresses, and what kind of address you should be looking for if, for example, you don't have a specific business address, you don't work out of a specific location, perhaps you're a freelancer and you work out of a coffee shop kind of thing, or you work out of your home and you don't want to use your home address. I'm going to go through a couple options. The first and I suppose most obvious option is using your home address. Not a bad idea. It is legit. However, in that case, you need to hide your address, I believe, per Google rules. I don't know how much flexibility there is around that. I would check out the Google guidelines as they change constantly. But my understanding is that as long as you hide your address, you are good to go. I guess one sort of caveat, if you do indeed see people at your house, I would imagine that's okay. So most folks don't, and most folks might want to hide their address just for the sake of not having random people show up at their house. Some businesses that might actually happen, so you want to avoid that. So if that isn't an option, if using your home address isn't an option, and maybe you don't live in the city you want to rank in, or maybe you live in a suburb and all the traffic is in the main closest city, then I don't recommend the typical virtual offices of the world like Regus or Da Vinci, or I can't really think of any others. Those are kind of the two big, or like UPS, for example. I recommend using something called a co-working address. You've probably seen this. If you haven't, there are these little shops that have been popping up all over the place for the last few years, where you can rent a desk or rent a little office space. Usually it's kind of almost like an incubator, but not quite. And a lot of them have mail forwarding services. At least the good ones tend to. And I found that the prices range, and I mean this could be like downtown in a big city, the prices range from 20 to 30 to $40 per month for sort of a mail forwarding service. And why I like these is, one, there's not a ton of paperwork to fill out. I've found with some of the others, there's a lot of form filling to do. And when you just want to set one of these up real quickly, all those forms can be a real pain in the butt. Also, a lot of them are set up online in that you can sign up online and that's it. So really, really, really easy. What else do I like about them? They're kind of off the map. And by that I mean I perceive them, or I understand them, or I've sort of seen them to be a bit off Google's radar. So they don't have kind of a target on their back in the same way I think that Regus and the Da Vincis of the world, or the UPSs of the world, they've just been exploited so much. The saying, marketers ruin everything. Well, they ruined those addresses, in my opinion. It's not to say they won't work, but if I'm making an investment in citation building and all that kind of stuff, then I am definitely not going to risk that on an address that, Regus and Da Vinci, they tend to be more expensive anyways. Not to mention, like I said, more work to set up and all that stuff. So co-working addresses, like I said, they're popping up all over the place. I know here in Vancouver, they're pretty easy to find. I have a favorite of mine. I think it's like $25 a month, and once I've received the postcard, I just cancel my subscription. It's all good. And we've used these plenty of times here in Vancouver for plenty of clients, and they've been live for years, like 5, 6 years, something like that. So we've never had any trouble. And I've never really heard of anyone having any trouble with them either. So that's what I would recommend for those. I would not recommend P.O. boxes. Even if you get one of those to stick, which I doubt it, that would be a bad idea. You want a real address, and these sort of co-working joints will hook you up with a real address with a suite number. You don't have to worry about the box number. Just use the suite number they give everybody else. Your address doesn't need to be unique from everybody else's. The main bit is that your business phone number is different. That's sort of the most important thing, and of course it's always a perk if your URL and your business name is different. But your address being the same as other businesses is not a big deal. And that's just because it's a very common thing. Lots of professionals use addresses where other professionals also reside. Think accountants, think lawyers, think doctors. It's just sort of it's a known thing. Realtors is another good example. So co-working addresses, I think that's the way to go. It's been sort of my favorite for a long time now. And like I said, very easy to sign up, generally speaking. You should be able to find one, in the city of choice, because they are very popular and super inexpensive. So give that a shot. If you have any other suggestions, please let me know. And as always, if you found this video helpful, I do hope that you'll take a moment to subscribe. And even better, leave me a comment. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you have any questions. I would surely be happy to help. Thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful day.